Hey, yes, your girl Ashley, and I'm back with another video. This is Made Holy Ministries, where we're to be holy just as the Lord Himself is holy. I hope that you guys can hear me clearly, okay? Because I am outdoors, but it's not a lot of people around here. But I just wanted to give you guys an update on where I've been and why I have not been posting lately, because I've been gone for some time. I think by like 10, maybe 11 days, so almost 2 weeks. And y'all, I just wanted to tell y'all that I done transitioned into my promised land, okay? I am now currently in Houston, Texas. I was in Miami, Florida first, but now I came here September 25th. And if I could be honest, the promised land ain't giving what the promised land was supposed to give. If I'm gonna be completely honest with y'all, I think that's what my title's gonna be like. I'm in the promised land, but it's not what I thought it would be. Something along that line. And the reason that I say that is because of how God, I'm gonna tell y'all, I'm gonna give y'all a rundown so that y'all get what I'm talking about. Okay, so let me give y'all a little rundown. So February, prior to February, I was living in my own apartment. God had called me to move into my own apartment in February. If I'm looking around, because I'm just trying to gather my thoughts, okay? But prior to me moving to the hotel, as you guys seen in my background, I was living by myself, and then I had got evicted, and so I had to stay in the hotel. I was staying with my family members because they were already in the hotel prior to me being there, and so I stayed there. February of that month, when I moved to the hotel, because I got evicted February 6th of 2024. That's when I moved in. Like later in February, God told me to pack. And I was just like, okay, like what's going on? So he was telling me that I need to pack. I'm like, okay, cool. So I packed. Because I mean, if God is going to tell you to pack, that means you're moving soon. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to get out of my situation soon. And that didn't happen till like 7 months later. I stayed in the hotel. I was living in the hotel for a whole 7 months. So God was giving it to me by little about like where I'm moving to. So like he told me to pack, and then he told me Texas, and then I thought I was moving to Dallas, Texas, but then he later confirmed that no, you're going to Houston. So I'm like, okay, now I got it down packed that I'm moving to Houston, Texas. So moving forward, what happened after this? Little by little, God would tell me little things about the place. He eventually told me like the name of the apartment that I'd be living in. He told me the unit, he told me the apartment door, he gave me the whole 9, okay? I don't remember what month this was when I applied for the apartment. The first time I applied for the apartment, if I don't remember, I might put it like down in like, I'm gonna put it all in the description so y'all see it, or maybe I'll make a comment and pin it under the video of giving y'all like the timeline correctly, because I don't think I'm gonna edit this video. And so one of the months I had applied for the apartment, because I mean God done told me the apartment. I knew everything, so I'm like, okay. And the time is approaching. And mind you, also I didn't tell you guys, but in August, the beginning of August, before I went on a trip, he told me what month I was moving. So he told me the month before that I was moving. So in August he told me you're moving in September, but he didn't give me the date yet. And then sometime later he gave me the date of when I was moving. So I knew everything. I knew I was going to Houston, Texas. I knew the apartment by name, the unit, floor plan, apartment door number. I knew when I was moving. You get me? So it's just like it made sense. So the very first time, like I said, I don't remember what month, but I'm going to put it down in the description below. I had applied for the apartment, and then I had got denied. Now, in that moment, I knew, okay, I went before God, because as soon as I submitted my application, I knew deep down in my spirit, I'm going to get denied because I went before God. And indeed, I got denied. All right, cool. I was like, it is what it is, whatever. The second time I applied, yes, I applied twice. The second time I applied was maybe a week and a half before I moved here. But this time I made sure I got God's permission to move. He gave me permission and everything, y'all. I mean, he gave me permission to move forward. And then again, I got denied. If I could be completely honest and transparent with y'all, I got so upset and so angry with God, because what's going on? I mean, I know everything down to the T, and, you know, hoping, like, moving, like, knowing that, okay, God, you're a big God, you do mighty things, you make mighty moves. Lord God, you are God of miracles, signs, and wonders, you do the impossible, and I'm trusting in you, and you're giving me all of this. Why is it not working? Like, why am I being denied regardless of what I know that you said? And y'all, I got so angry, my heart got hardened, like, I was just so upset with God. I wanted to end my walk with God, if I could be so honest with y'all. I was upset. Like, people not gonna tell y'all that they get upset with God. No, I got upset with God. I was so furious. I was just like, that's not fair. And, you know, I see other people, you know, saying that, you know, God is telling me move here, God is telling me move there, and then they move from wherever location it was in and then straight into their apartment. And that's not the case for everybody. Some people, they're gonna have a pit stop. I even remember Trust Obey and Imagine Ministries, Brittany. You know, she also said that when she went into her promise that at first she was living in the hotels before she moved into her home, and she was being transparent too, that she was really upset. She, you know, had an ultimatum with God, like, God, if you're not, like, I'm done with this. Like, how can the people hope for something if you're not doing anything in my life? If you're not making any changes, how can I keep prophesying over these people and saying, God is saying this, God is saying that, and nothing's shaking for me? So she was like, God, I'm done posting videos. And I was like, at that point, like, God, I'm done walking. Like, what am I doing? I was really, really upset. But despite how angry and upset I was, I didn't want to miss out on what God had for me any ways. I didn't want to miss out on what God had for me. I feel like I caught him out. I didn't want to miss out on what God had for me anyway. So I was like in a place where like my heart was hard and I was lacking faith, but I still wanted to see what was on the other end anyhow. So despite like having the full faith, I just moved on like obedience, because at the end of the day, God gave me a date on when I had to go. I didn't want to know what was going to happen if I didn't go the day that I had to go. I didn't want to find out. Okay, so I ended up booking my flight. Oh, let me slow down, because y'all probably like, okay, you going to Houston. Okay, how you getting to Houston if you have no home? Let me slow down. Because let me tell y'all the breakdown. Let me give it to y'all some more, because this is how God really shook me. You know how we like to be like, okay, God, it wouldn't make sense if you did this, if you did that. Because I don't know nobody in Houston, Texas. I don't know nobody in Houston, Texas. And I'm like, God, it wouldn't make sense for you to send me to Houston, Texas. And no, I have nobody out there. I mean, it makes no sense to put me in a what's it called, in a hotel, because I don't make that much money to be living day by day in a hotel by myself. I'm like, God, it makes no sense. And plus, on top of that, I just got denied for my apartment. So like, how am I still gonna get there? The day that I was waiting to hear, matter of fact, the day that I got denied for my application. I hope that you guys can hear me clear today. Okay, I'm so sorry if you can't. If anything, I'll just listen to the video before I post it. So the day I had got denied, prior to me getting denied that day, God had somebody email me. He had somebody email me, so we're just chatting it up or whatever the case is. I was like, God, like, who is this girl? She's telling me that she's from Houston, Texas. Who is she? I'm like, is this a friend? Because I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna move to Texas. I'm gonna have a friend out there. I'm thinking all of that. I don't know why my screen got dark. Oh, let me put it like that. Sorry, y'all. I'm like, who is this girl? Is this a friend? He's like, yeah, that's a friend. I'm like, okay, the word connection came to mind. I'm like, okay, so is this a connection? And he confirmed, yes, it's a connection. I'm like, okay, this is like a divine connection. This is a friend. Cool, I'm gonna have a friend when I go to Houston. Whatever the case was. Y'all, I got denied. I got so upset. And then we're talking. I told her that I had got denied or whatever the case was. She was like, I don't know why, but I feel like God is telling you to come to my place. Now, prior to her saying that, mind you, I'm angry, I'm upset with God. I'm telling God how I feel. Like, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I have a real relationship with God. I would tell God how I feel. I don't know how y'all doing to pretend before God like he can't see that y'all upset with him. I'm going to tell God, look, I'm not feeling you right now. You got me real upset, disappointed, discouraged. I don't want to keep pushing it with you. I don't want to keep walking with you. I'm going to tell God that I almost cursed. Straight up. But I'm going to leave that in it, because it gets serious. Straight up, I'm gonna tell God, like, no, for real, you pissed me off. You just upset me. And people gonna be like, oh my God, you shouldn't get upset with God. I mean, to have all of that, it hurts. It hurts because you know that God, and even in the midst of that, like, it's not God's intention to hurt us. It's not, right? Me and God good now, okay? I had to fast to get my heart back in a better place, because my heart was not in the right place, okay? I came into the promised land with my mind and not in the right mindset. I had to get it together, okay? So I'm good. But I'm just being transparent with y'all about what happened for real. So the girl's like, yeah, prior to her telling me that, you know, I feel like God is telling me to come to your place, I'm telling God, like, I'm upset with you, this, that, and third. Like, what's going on? I really believe for this, that, and third. Like, despite that, I really believe that this was going to happen. And then in the midst of me saying all of that, I heard, it was like, I just knew you would have to go to her house. Like, you're going to have to go to her house. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to her house. I don't know her. Like, she's a complete stranger. Like, why would I go to that girl's house? Why would I go to this girl's house? And then she texts me. She emails me, matter of fact. She was like, I don't know why, but I feel like God is telling me to come to my house. She was like, hey, I don't know you either. Look, I have 2 kids and stuff. Take it, like, confirm with God, but I don't know. If anything, that's what I feel like he's saying. You're invited. Like, whenever you're ready to come, just come. Y'all, my heart, look. I was just like, no. I'm gonna be honest. I was like, no, like, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna go to the strangers. I was like, God, this is what you promised me. Why am I not going straight to my promised land, in my promised home that you told me down to the T? Why is that not happening? Like, I was so upset. I'm like, no, like, I don't want to do any detours. I don't want to do any pit stops. I don't want to have to go from tent to tent, place to place, home to home, meeting strangers on the way. I don't want to do that. But like I said earlier, like, I didn't want to, because I knew that there was a set date. I don't know what I'm touching. because there was a set day that I had to go, I didn't want to be in Miami past that day. I didn't want to find out what would happen to me if I decided to stay there. And I knew that provision there was starting to dry up, so it was just like, okay, like, you have to go. Despite how I feel, you gotta go. Despite what it's looking like, you got to go. So eventually I told her, yeah, I'm gonna go. Yeah, I had like a whole panic attack. God. I don't know what I look like. Oh my God. But I had like a whole panic attack because I was so scared. I'm trying to get it together, y'all. I'm trying to get it together. But I had a whole panic attack because I was so scared of what it would look like on the other end. I'm like, this is not what God promised me. God is telling me to go. I mean, days before, God is telling me, like, you got to go, you got to go. And I'm actually going to put out another video because it was a personal word for me, but he wanted me to share it. And yeah, it's delayed, but I mean, I'm still going to put it out at the end of the day. Oh, y'all, I'm so sorry. Yeah, and I was just like, man, like, I feel like I'm going to struggle out here. Like, this is supposed to be the promised land, and it's not giving promised land. This is not giving what I thought it was supposed to give. It's not giving what everybody claimed that the promised land is supposed to look like. But people don't really talk about, what happens in the book of Joshua where, yeah, there wasn't a promised land, but they still had to fight for what belonged to them. Like, there wasn't a land, but they wasn't where they needed to be set, like where their feet needed to be conquered, and that place where their foot needed to be secure in. They wasn't there yet. So yeah, they was in Houston, but they wasn't in their home in Houston. I'm using it that way. I said in Houston, I'm sorry, in Texas, but they wasn't in Houston. You get me? Because Texas is big. That's the land. The promised land was big. I think it was Canaan, but there were other things in Canaan. Right? So it's like, yo, like, let me not let my slang come out. No, for real. It was a lot. It was a lot trying to just adjust. Like, she made me comfortable, don't get me wrong. It's just me. It was like a lot for me. It was very overwhelming for me. It was a lot going on. I could be so honest. It was a lot. The move, the not getting what I expected, when I expected it, the having to leave friends and family behind, coming here with like no money. It was a lot. It was a lot, y'all. But yeah, I'm here. I'm amongst her right now. God is telling us to move again. And that was also something that was very overwhelming because I'm like, God, I just got here and you're telling us to move again. So today is what, September 30th? And we have to be gone. Gave us a date to be gone by, and that's in 4 days. So we have to be gone, move into our new apartment in 4 days. But we applied for the place, y'all. We applied for the place and then got denied, but God is still gonna make it work anyhow. She's working it all because I believe that we believe God is gonna do it. God confirmed the same thing to the both of us. Like, yeah, it's gonna happen this specific date. We have to be there by then. And yeah, it looks one way, but he's still gonna make it out. He's still gonna work it out anyhow. So yeah, that's the update on Ashley. It was a lot. I had to be honest. But that's my story, y'all. Some people may ask if God, like, did God lie? God is still... No, God did not lie. Let me say that. God did not lie, y'all. I'm trying to... Hold on. I'm trying not to cry. God did not lie. If anything, God is still holding down the apartment for me. 2 days ago, I had checked the website, and the apartment that he told me is still available. And that was from, like, by this date, like, over 10 days ago. So I believe that God is holding it down for me. He told me how long I'm going to be living with her or whatever. I'm so sorry. I'm a hot mess right now. I'm so sorry. So yeah, I believe he's still holding down the unit for me. He did not lie. He gave me, like I said, the name of the apartment. The Holy Spirit told me the name of the apartment. He dropped the unit in my spirit, and he gave my best friend the door number. And everything is down to the T, even on the website. And then, like I said, I checked it the other day, and it's still available. And I'm like, okay, God, you still holding it down. I'm like, that kind of gave me some type of hope, some type of faith. Like, okay, like, that is still my home. So, no, he did not lie. It's just a little detour. Do we like detours? No. Do we want to get to what God is trying to get to us ASAP? Of course. But sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes that's not the case. And in my situation, like I said, I'm going to put out another word. But in my situation, I feel like Elijah. When, like I told you guys earlier, I felt like provision was drying up where I was. Oh, I'm so sorry. And if you know about the story of Elijah, I'm going to probably put it in the description because I don't remember what chapter that is. But that's where he was by the brook, and then the brook was dried up, and God told him to go to the widow's house. And everything, you know the story from there. Okay? She provided a roof over his head and for the prophet, and that was that. God bless me. But yeah, that was it. I'm sorry. I was looking ahead. I don't know. That was helping me keep my train of thought. Going, okay? Because I can't really see me right now. I can't really see myself. So, but yes, that was that. That's where I am right now. I'm in my promised land. My promised land is not what I thought it would give, but I'm trying to be comfortable in this situation and be content in the situation. I'm grateful. At the end of the day, God still kept his word of me being here September 25th. Like I said, he told me how long I'm going to be here. He still is holding down the apartment for me. And I don't know. I just got to get back to the ministry, tend to the sheep. Amen. Amen. I just feel like I'm kind of backed up on video, so I need to get back on that. Or whatever the case is. Y'all, I'm not mad at God. Don't think that, oh, I'm angry or mad at God. We're good. We're good. We're good. It just hurts. And I put this video out because but I just want people to know that it's not going to always be you going from one place to the next place. Sometimes you may have to take a detour or a little pit stop somewhere else before he takes you there. And do I understand the big picture as to why I need to be here right now or amongst somebody else? No, I don't know that right now. But I hope that I get the clear picture, the bigger picture later, because God always has us somewhere for a reason. There could be an assignment in it. And I've been wondering, like, what is my assignment here? And he hasn't revealed that to me yet, being very open and clear about that. He has not. And as he has, I probably just bypassed it, like, okay, maybe it's not. You know, because our minds could be all over the place, especially in a time where we're like, when I'm going to say for me, being very vulnerable and stuff like that, it's hard, or the mind is running. It's really hard to hear God in the midst of all of that. But yeah, I'm in my promised land, and my promised land ain't giving what I thought it was supposed to give. All right. I don't think I'm gonna cut this. Y'all gonna get this raw, uncut video because y'all need to see what people be going through behind the scenes, okay? But I love y'all, but the Lord love you guys so much more. Bye.